Hello, 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 everyone. It's not here. I need to start putting these up a little sooner, but sometimes I don't end up doing them, so I don't know. Would that be a good idea? I'm looking at the shield envelope, and it looks off. I think I'm going to be redoing at least the outside of it. Oh, right. Found out. That's what I did today. Then. Give me a sec to get my stylus, people. Get back up. Okay, so we're going to erase just the pentagram. I think we need to decrease this. That head of his is just so whack. Hey, Maso, what's going on this morning? I am just, well, two things. Well, hopefully two things. Coloring up Canadian Shield. Three, we're still on page 4, unfortunately. I think I, I think I missed that Saturday stream. What Saturday stream? Can't be. I didn't have. If you meant last Saturday, you didn't miss it. It wasn't here. I was going to be going to a pool party. I knew I'd have to be leaving early, so I didn't start up a stream because I didn't know exactly when I was going to be leaving. But I figured it was going to be before 11 o'clock. Yeah, I could have cut things short, but I just decided it was easier not to do stream. So if you're thinking about last Saturday, you didn't miss something because it wasn't. Hey, Genuine. It is going good so far. I've been up just about an hour. Well, you probably missed a few updates though, massive since we have been on a couple times since last few times since last Saturday, but yeah, we can go over and do an update. see. Do 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 do. This. Uh, there we go. Okay. Let's bring that up. There. Hey, Narek, how are you? Uh, let's do this. There we go. Yeah. I mean, well, I was doing some art corrections and coloring my comic, but one of the other guys in chat is wondering how I'm doing a campaign for crowdfunding campaign for my comic, Canadian Shield 3. It's the third issue of the thing. So we are up to 9 backers, $395 Canadian of our $500 goal. So there is 9 spots to get yourself drawn in left. Still, we got the digital shield for $5, $15 for the physical shield plus shipping, $20 for a signed version of Canadian Shield plus shipping. Oh, I didn't put the plus shipping on that. Nobody get that yet. $10. In fact, you know what? Give me a second just to make sure. I'm gonna take that off, and I do want to do that right now. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. We are back, and yeah, campaign has been changed ever so slightly. So now signed copy is $20 plus shipping. You can get your first issue Canadian Shield for $10 plus shipping. And second issue for $10. You know why? I gotta do something with those. Which means, well, no. So $30. You get all three for $30 plus shipping. Save a bit on the shipping, and save a bit on the thing. And they're all signed, so you're saving money that way too. The digital also you got Lorenzo, so you get 2 copies of Canadian Shield 3, both signed. So that's a good savings there. $2 for a digital version. 1 and 2, they're each $2. And $7 for a digital play, triple play. And of course, every physical backer will get a 4-page yash can written by me and drawn by Alpha Proto. Digital people will get a digital version too. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, and something you haven't seen, Alpha or Massive, and maybe even Genuine. Hopefully this week I will be getting this and rigged. I gotta save this actually. But right now we'll just copy it and we'll bring it into here so you can see. I got a I got I'm not sure whether you saw before me showing the blender, the 3D model that I got made up of the ass can. Well, I actually finally got it printed off. And yeah, uh, now I just got to bring it into Blender, rig it, and get it so I can pose it, get them in different positions. And I actually got the physical one of that. I'm going to end up coloring that. Record myself coloring it. So so yeah, a little bit's been happening. Oh, is there anything else? Sure. So hopeful that's only 4 inches too. So hope that should be available on the campaign for actually a fairly decent price. Maybe even more than decent. not like how that turned. Let's turn it around. But yeah, so that those are some minor updates. Might be getting some t-shirts too. Does that need to go a little bit this way? Yeah, and oh, massive! You do know that Alpha Proto will be doing Canadian Shield 4 as well. Although we have a few things to do before we get to Canadian Shield 4, we of course need to do Snowdrift number 2, which will probably be coming with a Snowdrift ash can as well. I have that written out. I just gotta decide who would do it. I'm not sure of your rates, and I forget what your art style looks like, but maybe I could be persuaded to maybe get you to do it if you so thought you might like that project. But I know you've got your own comics and all that, so that might not be the best idea. Oh yeah, yeah. I have issues one. Well, I guess 1 through 3 don't really. Well, 1 and 2 don't really matter at the moment. But I have issues 1 through 8 of Canadian Shield already written out. I've had them written out for quite some time. Uh, the villain is a guy named Frogger. He's a bit of a joke character, but some other amazing things are going to be happening in that issue as well. So I can give you a couple pictures of Frogger. And this is the issue 4 is where I actually take over for sure, 100%. I think issue 3 here was co-written by me and my buddy from issue 2. So I'll probably be, that's how I'm gonna write it this time. Have it that it was co-written by us, me and him. But oh, showing you Frogger. Well, first I'll show you the line art. Now, yeah. So there's Frogger. It's pretty neat. Yeah, but his backstory is a little ridiculous. If you, I'll read that for you. If you, um, now, well, before I do that, let me go and get a couple color ones for you. Now, I'm because I'm doing these ones that I'm about to show you were way before this, so there's been some changes since then, and of course, in doing the roundabout, I'm coming up with other things to, make it a little better. So once upon a time, I had him have a tail, but I've taken that away. And this, I was just putting him. I just look on some other character that I traced. There's a version I did myself. Drawn on this channel actually back in October of 2018. And there's, again, I actually did draw that myself. I'm pretty sure. Well, the head I definitely did. But gives you a nice okay, so let's we're about to uh, Oh, on my website, there's a nice, good version of them too. Real name Pierre Desprance. He is a 5'10", 170 pounds. Occupation. Well, it should actually say was. I'm not sure what his occupation would be now. Because it's, I think, stepped away from that. But, anyways, occupation was European French chef. City of residence, Mobile. He is married. He has no hair, at least now. He has yellow eyes now. Canadian Shield number 4 is where he first appears. And he has an unnamed wife. History. Pierre grew up in the city of Paris, where he came to enjoy all his country had to offer in food, and this gave him a desire to become a famous chef one day. So, with this, he starts to attend and learn all he can about cooking foods. When he is in chef school after high school, he meets the woman of his dreams. They fall in love and get married. But to be together, he has to move to Canada, where she is from. Due to all his training, he easily gets a job at a prestigious restaurant and quickly becomes the head chef. One day, some frog legs are delivered to the restaurant, but it is not known where they come from, as not to give customers inferior product. He makes some of the legs for himself and eats them, and all is seen good, save for that night. As he lay in bed, he begins to be transformed. Upon waking, he sees his new look and knows he can never have a normal life again. He swears to find out who did this to him and get revenge, and for them to turn him back to his original self. Powers and skills. Frogger has a metahuman jumping ability and above average strength levels. Being all his life, he has trained as a master chef. He has no fighting abilities or knowledge. So there we have Frogger, the villain of issue 4. But so that will be. Are you gonna write out his text so that it sounds like he actually has a French accent? I haven't. Oh, actually, I think I did. I didn't at first, but me and Metal went actually over the script recently, and because of me mentioning French, we have done those sort of things that would convey a little bit of a or a very pronounced French accent. So we got some good things coming here in Cross Comics very soon, as you can tell. I've actually got to talk with Dillard and get him getting Snowdrift 2 done. Or penciled, anyways. Because almost as soon as this campaign is done, probably want a month between them. I want Snowdrift 2 to be on campaign by the end of the year. And actually, I would put up that campaign with John not having done all the stuff because I know John is speedy enough and I can push myself if I need to be. But I would also, just make sure the delivery date is decent time. I always take a lot of stuff into consideration when doing my approximate delivery date. And hopefully there's nothing that I found this one. So, and I don't know whether John will still be on Snowdrift 2 or not. And not because, I don't want, or 3, I should say. And not because I don't want him, but, his rates are probably going to go up soon if they haven't already. So unless I get a heck of a lot of money from the next few campaigns. Okay, so I think that looks better. We were up to So I might end up being having to find. I wonder if he's still working on Captain Finn's book. I haven't heard much about that one recently. I'm not sure either for that. Well, especially with Captain Infinity, unfortunately, getting taken off air. Yeah, that was actually a couple years ago that he lost his channel. I think I was told all the details or some of the details around the time, but I can't remember. So I forget why exactly he lost his channel. I think he was in a beef with somebody and they were flogging him or whatever when they didn't need to be. And eventually he just said, screw it. But I could be wrong about that. Sorry about all the in and out. I'm just trying to check on. Like I don't even think he did much on Twitter or whatever. He could be on some other platform by now too. I don't think there's anything else to do there. So any other thoughts, questions, whatever? Oh, Fly Fox will be doing the inking on Snowdrift 2, and he will be doing the penciling and inking on my book, uh, uh, Flame. And Dillard does a lot of instead of on-stream stuff. Dillard does a lot of off-stream stuff too nowadays. Okay, so I think that's Shield done in that. Yeah, I noticed Dylan hasn't done many drawing shows lately. Yeah, I know. I see him a lot. Uh, I'm in his DMs on Twitter. I see a lot of times he's, doing an off-air hangout, and I've gone into him several times. Not a lot, but and he always seems to be drawing back there. Maybe he can't do a lot of the books on stream that he's drawing. I don't know. Yeah, well, it depends on what it's for. As far as I know, he's not on a sequel yet to his major book that he was on. You would think most of the, shall we say, lesser known people that would come to him to want them to do his book would say, "Hey, yeah, draw my book online. Bring attention to it, please." Because me, I'm like that right now. Dillard, whoever, who's ever doing a project of mine, yeah, do it online. Bring attention to the project itself. Because that just brings attention to the project or the book, however we want to say it. And especially with if Dillard's doing it, a lot of people would get it just because Dillard's doing it too. So sort of to support him, although he's getting paid, probably already been paid. So Okay. Yeah, so. Do 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 do. Skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo. Oh, I thought I had, but I guess not. I want to get this done, this panel, anyways. So, oh, and tomorrow night I'm going to be on Mike Walter's channel. We'll be reading over some old comics. I think he's told me from who, but I forget what company. But it is from 1940, so oh, zoning out a little bit. Okay, so I think we're gonna put a little bit of shade underneath the doorknob, although we never corrected the doorknob. No, he doesn't actually have the physical copies of the comics. He is using scans, PDFs. Well, not he's reading them off online, through a few different sites. Actually, that reminds me, I recently found a site where can read fairly newer comics online. I just recently read through the new Ultimate Spider-Man line as catching up to date, as well as the Absolute line from DC. Actually, I think I still have to read Absolute Wonder Woman number 10. Although, actually, I did start Martian Manhunter, but I'm not really liking Martian Manhunter. Absolute. But there's a site that I've started using to read some comics online. It does have pop-ups that want to take you there, so and then well, other places, but I'm using my Brave full browser to read it. So once I put it in Brave, it was all right at first, and then it just started wouldn't let me read because of these pop-ups. So I took it over to Brave, and no, I got no problems. I don't think there's could have a little bit up here, I guess. I wonder if I could get Canadian Shield and all that in there. You can request comics. Oh, that's a series that I was wanting to read too. Power Rangers. Okay, so yeah. Let's try and get this panel done. Oh, well, that door's open a little more than if the last time we seen. Somehow it's swung open more. I'm gonna do the opposite to what I did. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Uh, there we go. One, two, three. Not much. I think I can more into on that. There we go. Need to put that in the fridge, get it cold again. Okay. Okay. Should I do anything for the buttons? No. That I think I'm gonna do some for. There we go. That's fairly simple. Oh yeah, you do know my dad died, right? Massive, and heard the story around that. Oh, yeah, I actually saw the video that you posted the day after the day. I can't remember. Oh, I was, yeah, well, that in itself is a whole miraculous story. His coming to Christ. Obviously, I've been praying for him for the last few months. My boss as well. But the Tuesday before he passed, I went up to see him because he was in the middle of setting the date for the government assisted suicide to take place. And God had sort of put in my heart to say, make sure you tell him that with his last breath, all he has to do is say, Jesus, forgive me. And he, because he'd been an atheist basically most of his life. Um, Anyways, I was, like I said, God had told me to say to him, even with your last breath, all you have to do is say, Jesus, forgive me. And he said, to my surprise, I'll try. And Mom Charlie backed me up, who I found out was Christian. Um, I knew he was religious. Him and his wife were religious. But I thought the church they went to didn't teach the full gospel. But I found out differently, which is a good thing. Anyways, I called him up for the next couple days. Just whatever. And then I was going to be calling him the day of because it finally got set that it was going to be on the Friday. And well, on Thursday, I was at work telling my boss, who's like, I think I told you, he's a believer as well. And well, he he said about praying with my dad. Like, yeah, I should do that. I should do that. I should see if I can pray for my dad. Anyways, uh, pray for with whatever. Um. Anyways, the next day, Friday, when things were about to happen. So this was July 11th. I probably posted that video that day, later that day, but um, yeah, I called up my dad before I went to work about 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. We got talking about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or whatever. And I'm like, Dad, can I pray for you? I think at first he thought I meant just, whenever. And I'm like, no, Dad, right here, right now. And he agreed. So, I started thanking God for him. And, you know, some of the things, saying that, he was more about, God loved him so much more than me. Oh, and there was some other stuff, but he ended up interrupting my prayer to say something or other, and I didn't get back to the prayer. I didn't get on him about getting me to me in the middle of the prayer. But I felt the conversation was going to be ending again soon. Well, not again. Well, and so although I had this really on my heart that I knew I had to say it again too. I really emphasize uh Dad, all you have to do is say with your last breath, Jesus, forgive me. I no sooner got those words out, and he was praying, Jesus, forgive me. And there was a bit more to the prayer, but it was like, ah. I was already bawling a little because, just with the topic at hand between me and him. And I was doing my best to hold it in, but I almost couldn't hold it in at that point. But it wasn't for sorrow, it was for joy. And I haven't actually been sad at my dad's passing yet. Even now, and these tears are tears of joy because it's telling that story. It's like so phenomenal. Definitely nice that my boss is a Christian for sure. There we go. Should be able to tell whether that's darker or lighter or not with uh, I'm gonna do that too. I grab that layer again. And shade coloring. Hey, Anita. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is the fob thing even working to get in the building? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was gonna be coming down probably in about an hour and a half, but maybe I'll save it till tomorrow. Then. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Well, I don't like kale at all. Saturday. Yeah. Tomorrow's Sunday, so. If I was coming over today, I would probably wouldn't have ended up coming over tomorrow, but you know, so Sunday is when I normally come. So I just figured since I was supposed to be there Wednesday, I'd come a day early. But with me being sick and all. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Yeah. But okay. That was me talking with my cousin. Okay, so that is done. So all the shading is done for this panel. I know I got to do a little lighting still. What do you guys think? Or what do you think, Massive? If you're still here. Is that the last? No, there's one more below. This big page has been taking me forever. Okay, so I think all I want to do for lighting is I'm going to find the chair. Get there. Grab that. Yeah. Okay, so that panel I say is done. Now I know I just asked you like about 5 seconds ago with the shading, but what do you think? You think it needs? I don't think it would need light anywhere else, but you think it might need light anywhere else? Oh, you know what? That's something I should have put in. Not that it matters at this point, but it should be there for the whole thing. I think there is link. Yeah, I'm not. So we just got to do this last panel, although we're not going to do it today. I was going to be going out to my cousins, and not sure what I'm going to do now. Maybe I'll get back on later. But I am going to be on the plunge cast later tonight. Not that you've necessarily heard of that. Let me give a link to that as well for to be able to promote my book. So being interviewed and all that. So here's a link to that. And this is the 26th July, for anybody wondering, then I'm going to be on that for Canadian Shield 3. Hopefully, getting some sales there tonight from his audience. So, thanks for checking me, being here today. We will, of course, be back Monday if you're not, as long as nothing happens. So, bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful day. Love you all.